What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Yo, I'm blue as shit today, aren't I? Holy crap. I'm just rocking all the blues. Rocking all the blues today. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing today? Everybody doing good? Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Jen, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you, Jen. I've had a pretty long day. So you know what? Like that just makes me, well, everybody's got to get a little, got to get their head blown up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves a little bit, you know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Right, Emma, I'm blue as hell over here. So I can switch it up. Hold on, check. You guys want to see my my stripper lighting? You guys want to see it? Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. You guys ready? You guys ready? Oh, it's not even changing. What's going on here? Why are my lights not changing? Oh, stupid. Sorry. There you go. Oh, there we go. Like that? Huh? Welcome to the stage, Candy. Candy. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I have too much fun up here. Just like you guys have no idea how much time I like just spent like up here just playing with the lighting and stuff in my office. Oh my goodness. I love hair. Sorry, you guys. How Mr. DOD sent me. I'm a new sub. Very nice. Thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm sticking with the blue, Sharif. Frost King said, "Are you going to watch the meteor shower tonight?" Well, let's start with A. I did not know there was a meteor shower tonight. Okay. And two, no, I will not be because I am exhausted. I did not sleep well and I had a long day. So I'm not staying up for anything tonight at all. I'm not staying up for anything. I'm surprised I'm awake right now. I'm truly surprised I'm even awake right now. All right, y'all. Well, welcome everybody in. We're about to get this thing started, get this thing moving. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're gonna try and make it to this live together, right? It's Tuesday, right? We're gonna try and make it to this live together on a Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Don't be trying to trick me, okay? I'm easily manipulated. No, I'm joking. We're gonna try. Frost King, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I do really appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna get to work on this beautiful Tuesday night. And yeah, just see where the night takes us. Try to have some good conversation, some good debate, some good banter. I'm sure I forgot something on my screen, and I just realized what one of the things are that I just forgot. I realized I don't even have my phone up yet because I had to turn off everything because what happened to where's my screen go? I had to turn off everything because I had to change out some parts on my computer today. And I'd forgotten about that. All right, Chuck. Well, if you guys would like to join the live, have a conversation with me, I'm Polly. Hi. Then in just about, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, probably after I'm done with my soapbox that I'm giving right now, I'm going to turn on my phone lines. I'm going to turn on my phone lines, then the phones will be open. And we'll be ready to have some conversations. So if you support Trump, that is the way that you can get a hold of me, is through that. You can also do it through the multi-guest button in TikTok, but it just depends on, last few times I've tried to pull people from there was no one there. So that didn't work out too well. So yeah, that's about it. Pretty simple. We do this every night, but Thursdays. So make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, because we do this every night, but Thursdays. Pretty cool, huh? I think it's pretty cool. I have fun with it. I'm on here 6 days a week. Rain, snow, sleet, shine, exhaustion, sickness, all the fun stuff. All right, phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. I really appreciate you guys. I'm just going to kind of be going with the flow today. Uh-oh. Multiple problems here. Let's start with I can't hear correctly. Oh, there we go. Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Awesome. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Y'all, can everybody hear me? Why am I disconnecting right now? What is going on?
Oh, there we go.
Hey, you need to turn off me in the background, dude.
Just did.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm having some connection issues over here, and I don't know why. Sorry, again, y'all, I had to restart everything today. So if we have a few technical difficulties to start the day, I apologize. But I had to change out my CPU today. So, a little rough. Why is it doing this? All right. Anyways, do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I support all his policies. So my first question, I want to ask you a question.
No. That's not how this works. Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Many different reasons.
All right. Well, how about you give me one?
All the peace he's creating in the world right now.
All the peace he's creating. What peace is he creating?
Do you not watch the news?
No, I don't. What peace is he creating?
The Azerbaijan deal, Armenia, a deal he just closed.
Yeah. What did he do to close that deal?
You do not watch the news where he just negotiated?
I already just said no. So what did he do? Oh, and you're gone already? That wasn't even a difficult one. That wasn't even a hard question. Can we do a little deep dive into it a little bit? All right, guess we'll reopen up these phone lines. That was kind of depressing, I guess. Dude, he just left. I was talking. I was just talking. I literally just asked him, hey, can you explain what Trump did? And he just left. Anyways. All right. Well, I guess we're going to keep this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. I thought we were going to have that first conversation be a little bit longer, but if you guys would like to have a conversation because you support Trump, go ahead and call the number that's right above me, or you can join this multi-guest request button either way. And we'll get this thing going. Sorry, I wanted to put this purposely up on the screen. Do. Where's it at? Sorry, I'm looking for something specific. Yeah, and there it is. Sorry, I wanted to put this up on the screen so I keep hearing this. In the case of the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Trump team built off a diplomatic work undertaken during the Biden administration using many of the same frameworks the Biden administration proposed for Armenia and Azerbaijan. So, oh, did I not put that on the screen? Why is it not capturing on my screen? Oh my God, it's not showing up on the screen. I gotta fix that as we go forward. Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Awesome. How old are you?
Yes, so? 60.
60? 60?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I voted for Trump twice. Or we can even say 3 times.
Yeah, that's totally cool. I was just asking if you support Trump right now.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Why do you support Trump?
Well, in the news now, they just talk about, Trump's an election denier, and all the correspondents of the news, the talking heads say, oh, are you an election denier, when they want to qualify whether a person's crazy or not. Well, if you go back to 2016, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, all the media, everyone said that Trump was a Russian plant, that he was an illegitimate president. So if we can't question Biden's let's say victory, then how could you criticize Trump's victory? So,
sure, this is a whole lot of words that is not answering why you support Donald Trump right now, which was the question. Okay. The question was not, what do you think about Biden or Obama? What do you think about previous elections? Did you vote for him? I didn't ask you any of those questions. I simply asked you a simple question. Why do you support Donald Trump right now?
Okay, so just a little background. One more little bit of background.
I don't need background. You can just answer the question.
You see somebody that is the school shooter, and the grandmother says, "I love this kid. There's no way he could have done it." I defend my child, not in that extreme, but Trump is in the same manner, because he's been attacked with all the 34 felonies with the records and stuff. So if he makes a mistake, I support him, just like I would support my own kid, or that just as you should support our president. He's your president as well. So
no, he's not my president or your president. He's the president.
You're an American citizen.
Sir. He's not my president or your president. He's the president. And what is the job of the president?
Well, I disagree with you on that.
It's not a matter of whether you disagree with me or not, sir. What is the job of the president?
America.
Huh? What's the job of the president?
Of America, and he's the president of the citizens.
Cool. So, what is the job of the president? I've asked you 3 times now.
Well, I answered your first question on why I like him. Okay.
Not really. I just asked you, what is the job of the president?
Well, that's the second question. Okay, so I know that they say he's the leader of the free world. He's in charge of the executive branch. That's his job. He's there to I wouldn't say fight with the legislature.
You ever owned a business?
Yeah, I do. I currently have a business.
Awesome. Do you have any employees?
I kind of am winding down now. So over time.
Have you ever had employees? It doesn't have to be right now.
Yes.
Awesome. You've had employees. Okay. So if you hire your employees to do a job, right, and they don't do that job, or they do that job poorly, or they rob from you, or they, do any number of things as an employee that is harmful to your business or harmful to you as a person, what do you do with that employee?
Okay, there are people that make mistakes. I would go over.
Not what I asked you, sir. I asked you specifically if an employee was stealing from you, or an employee had no ability to do the job that you hired him for, or that employee just continually lied to you and wasted the money of the company and never got anything done. What would you do with the employee?
That's not relevant because that's
No, it
not
is
Trump.
relevant because of the question I'm asking. So what would you do with the employee?
Okay, yeah, I would not continue to employ him.
Awesome, sir. But you sure you wouldn't just take him like your child and just be like, oh, he makes mistakes and he's being attacked. And then since I hired him to do the job, I think that we need to just cuddle him and coddle him and just, because he's my employee and he's your employee and he's everyone's employee. He's the employee of the company. And we just need to make sure that he's completely taken care of at all times. No, of course you wouldn't do that, sir. You would say that I hired you to do a job and you're not doing that job. And see, that's how it is with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not my president or your president. Donald Trump is the president. He's the president, sir. He is the president of the United States, and we hired him as the American people to do a job, and he is doing that job poorly. Okay, he is not effective at his job, and when he is doing his job, he's doing it at the detriment of this company or America in this case, right? And he's hurting the other employees and specifically the boss, the boss being the American citizens, right? So that is why your entire idea of like, oh, we have to support him, and oh, he's my president also. No, he's an employee, sir. He is an employee of the U.S. government elected by the people per the Constitution of the United States. He works for the American people. Okay. And currently Donald Trump is not doing things that are good for the American people. He's not doing things that are effective for the American people. Actually, he's doing the exact opposite of that. And being critical of your employees that you hire when they're not doing their job is what makes you a good boss. If you just let every single person that you hire just walk all over you and do whatever the hell they want with your money and with your business, then you're not a very good boss and your business is going to fail. And that's exactly what is happening with Donald Trump and the United States right now. I am being critical of my employee. Donald Trump is my employee and nothing else.
What did he steal from you? What customer did he piss off? I mean, what did he do wrong? I think he's doing fantastic.
He ripped healthcare away from 10 to 17 million people. He ripped food away from American citizens. He had consumer prices rose again by another by 2.7% month over month going forward. He's alienated us from our allies. He's involved us in more foreign conflicts than we were before. We have more military people that are being deployed in more countries than we did under the Biden administration. The economy is not looking as good. We're seeing unemployment start to rise. We're seeing job numbers down. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, you have darkened sunglasses because you're really twisting every single thing that the improvements that he made with the border crossings, the economy, tariffs. America is like a flea market. If you sell goods at a flea market, you have to pay for the table and then you can sell your goods. America is the largest marketplace that everyone wants to sell in. So if you have a tariff, you are charging them to sell goods in America.
Who pays tariffs?
And you're also motivating manufacturers in America to make goods here. Because if I can't make a plate of steel for $900 that the Chinese dump it at, and my true cost at a bare minimum not to make a profit is $1,100, then that $200 gap will discourage and prevent anyone from ever making anything in America. So
well, I'll tell you very quickly that
you
picked the wrong thing because Donald Trump literally allowed for the sale of U.S. steel to a Japanese company, one that that Joe Biden had blocked because he allowed for U.S. steel to be sold off to Nippon Steel, which is Japanese. So now no Americans are making steel. The Japanese are just making steel in the United States. But who pays a tariff?
Who's doing the
Sir,
work?
who pays a
American
tariff?
workers making,
Who pays a
in
tariff?
America. If it's owned by partially,
Not partially, completely.
How long has he been president? 200 days? That deal just happened in the last 199
Yes, actually, it was
days?
blocked multiple times by the Biden administration, and Donald Trump allowed it. Who pays a tariff?
What about the Nord Stream pipeline?
Sir, I'm not asking about the Nord Stream pipeline. I've asked you 3 times. Who pays a tariff?
That Biden blocked or allowed for Russia to pump.
Why are you not engaging in my question? I asked you who pays a tariff. You're talking about tariffs. You made the example of a flea market, and I am trying to engage with you on your own point. Who pays a tariff?
Okay, the person that imports the good pays the tariff.
All right, so you even know that your entire example of a flea market is completely inaccurate because me as a seller, sir, me as a seller, I would pay for a seat at the table. Right? That's how a flea market works. So as a seller at a flea market, sir, hold on, stand by, sir. I as a seller at a flea market okay, would have to pay to have the table in order to sell. I would have to pay for my seat at the table. Yes. But the problem
Correct.
is that in your example, because as you said, importers are not paying that tax, or importers are paying that tax, not everybody else. Yeah, what you're literally saying is that the flea market is having to pay more for me to have a table there. And that's not helpful.
Well, it's reality. You need to encourage and spur and incentivize a profit to have American manufacturers compete, because there's child labor, there's a whole other factors. There's less regulation with the environmental agencies, and that's why it's cheaper to produce elsewhere. If you look at Toyota, their profit was $5 billion, and they complained it went down from the $8 billion that they expected it to be. So they're cutting into their profit to continue to be able to sell cars. So we didn't pay more for a car.
They're not paying us, though. That doesn't change what I said. They're still not, sir. They're still not paying us. They're still not paying us, sir. Sir. First of all, there's like 4 different Toyota plants that are made in America. Okay, for cars made in America. Second of all, that does not change the fact of what I said. You said that just like a flea market, other countries need to pay for a seat at the table in order to sell here, but that's not what tariffs do. Tariffs say we are paying for their seat at the table. U.S. taxpayers, Americans, are paying now more for Japan and China to have a seat at our table. Okay, and that price is being pushed down to very minimally right now, but for even more in the future, because people like GM and Ford and Amazon and Walmart have already come out and said they're going to have to start pushing those prices down on American consumers because we don't have the ability to manufacture those products here.
Well, why is Apple manufacturing a $600 billion investment in America?
I think that's great that they're doing that, but that doesn't change anything, sir.
There's a reaction to the
there's a reaction from one company, sir. There's a reaction from one singular company.
No, you're wrong. No.
Then what other companies?
Wrong. Abu Dhabi, the Middle East. There's so much investment in America.
No, sir. There has not been a singular signed deal from a single one of those Middle Eastern countries to actually invest in the United States. They said they were investing something like $3 trillion or $4 trillion. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
there
exactly. And that's 4 times. Yeah, sir. That's 4 times their yearly GDP. That's 4 times their yearly GDP, sir. So that means that every single dollar that country made every single year for the next 4 years, okay, times 4 would have to be invested in the U.S. economy. You know what the problem with that, sir, is? It's impossible. It's impossible to invest more money than your country has and is worth into somebody else's economy. It's impossible. So you know what we call, sir, when the U.S. president gets up on stage and says something that is literally impossible? We call that a lie, sir. We call that a lie.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of kids, and I've said to them driving in the car, if you guys don't stop fighting, I'm going to pull over, and you're all going to get spanked. And they stop fighting, and every day is fine. I didn't pull a car over. I didn't spank them. So when you threaten somebody, peace through strength, if you say this is how it's going to be, they're going to open up their markets. Japan charges 700% tariff on our rice imports.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Everything's a lie with you.
No, that's just a lie, sir. What are you fucking talking about? A 700% tariff? You really honestly believe that?
On rice, that was one example.
You really honestly believe that?
In India,
where did you hear that, sir?
In China, I am telling you, they have.
Where did you hear that, sir?
American goods in Canada charges 400% on dairy products, milk, cheese.
Yeah.
Our beef.
Well, first of all, sir. That Canadian tariff was only over a certain limit. You want to know how many times that tariff was ever implemented?
Okay, so
sir, do you want to know how many times that tariff was implemented?
I know. I was in Canada.
All right, so I'll just answer the question for you since you don't want to answer the question. The correct answer is 0 times, sir, because it was only a tariff that was implemented once a certain threshold of dairy had been had entered into Canada from the United States, and that threshold had never been met. Ever. So
why
no,
would
Canada was
Canada
not
resist
charging
that?
us any tariff on dairy because it had never been implemented. Okay.
Well, it'll be reduced to zero now because your buddy
Yeah.
Trudeau fucked everything up, and they got Carney in, who's just as bad. And let the
First of all, they're doing a
Canadian
lot
people
better than you are. The 700 figure, which
Look
Japan's
at
foreign minister
Brazil.
called incomprehensible, is not quite true. In 1995, after facing a rice crisis in 1993 and mounting pressure from the world to open up its rice markets, Japan entered into a minimum access deal with the World Trade Organization. That means that Japan imports 770,000 metric tons of rice each year without any tariffs, around half of which comes from the U.S. most years. Above that quota, Japan increased its tariff of 340 yen, about $230 per kilogram. In 2005, Japan's farm ministry showed that it was the equivalent to a 778% tariff based on international rice prices between 1991 and 2001. But more recent data suggests the tariff was around 227%, according to the calculation by the Japan Times. Regardless of the numbers, of the pressure of negotiating with the U.S. is putting a spotlight on ongoing rice crisis in Japan and spurring the possibility of policy shift for a market historically likely to change. So just like the Canadian tariff, that rice tariff was only after a certain threshold was met, a threshold which wasn't reached.
Okay, so then it won't be a problem for them to remove it. That's a Trump success.
That's not a Trump success, sir. That's just nothing. You're saying that we're giving reciprocal tariffs to countries who don't have tariffs on us. It doesn't even make sense.
No, they do have tariffs.
No, sir, they have tariff. That would be like me saying, like, this. Maybe I can give you the equivalency of this. Okay, maybe I can give you the equivalency on this. Okay, yeah, it'd be like if if Walmart said they are going to charge me 700% more on every dollar I spend at Walmart, but it doesn't start until I spend $100,000 at Walmart a day, and it resets every day. Okay, so as long as I spend under that $100,000 a day at Walmart, zero tariffs. Okay, but if I go over 100,000 in a day, then they'll implement a higher tax on me. But the problem is I've never even spent $1,000 in a day at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that tariff, so that's not a reciprocal tariff, sir. That's just a cap point on there because of a crisis they had 30 years ago, and they needed to make sure that their rice could survive also. But they also needed to import more on that same point. So again, sir, these aren't reciprocal tariffs. These aren't stopping U.S. exporters from inputting into Japan's rice farms. Again, about half of their rice imports in that country came from the United States with zero tariff.
Yeah, do you understand that in the Midwest, the Rust Belt produced, it was like the steel. We produced more steel up until the end of World War II than any other country. Then Japan had to rebuild their steel industry and in a modern way with different technology. So they were able to outproduce us at a lower cost.
It's insane.
There are incentives now to have American manufacturing return so that the steel will be able to be made here in America. Pharmaceuticals during COVID, masks, we couldn't get them. Everything's made in China. The supply chain is not from America. We have to reestablish our industrial independence, which will protect us in an aspect for our power of military. And for also, you can't have everybody just working at Walmart and on Amazon looking for the cheapest thing. You need to have jobs where you have sustainable income and families can survive. You need to have manufacturing in America.
Well, first of all, sir, let's start with let's start with the fact that you just ignored everything I said about the tariffs, including Canada's tariffs on dairy and Japan's tariffs on rice. So hold on.
Steel is important.
Hey. Shh. You ignored literally everything I said about all of the tariffs that you said. You just completely pivoted to a completely different subject without even addressing what I said. And that's okay. Sir, please stop talking. Please stop talking.
I'm talking the third tariff on steel. Okay, forget the rice, the dairy. Okay, what about steel?
Okay, awesome. The problem is that the amount of jobs that are open in the United States is about equal to the amount of unemployment we have in the United States. So therefore, by creating this manufacturing, we don't have the jobs in order to do it. And if you think that we are going to somehow create jobs and jobs in which people are going to be able to make livings, right, without, having to work second jobs or all that sort of stuff, by American citizens making masks, I think I should warn you about, first of all, how many masks we use in the United States, how many are used across the world, and how little they cost, and how inexpensive they are to manufacture. That's not creating jobs. See, what we actually really need to do is focus on jobs in the United States that actually do pay well, so that we can get to that point, right? That we can get to that point where people can manufacture things in the United States and be able to make livable wages in this. But what Donald Trump is doing isn't doing that, sir. It's simply just raising costs on things that we are never going to manufacture in the United States. Again, when we look at things like the Biden administration, the Chips and Sciences Act, that brought jobs to the United States, jobs that actually paid livable wages, jobs that people could actually work on, pay their mortgages, support their families. That's the kind of legislation that we need. This legislation isn't doing that, sir. We're not bringing back H&M t-shirts or masks. That's not what we're going to bring back to the United States. It's not even what we want to bring back to the United States. It's not going to help us. Okay? We need actual real manufacturing jobs in this country that are actually going to help. But manufacturing jobs are down in the Trump administration over the last 3 months. They're down. Not only rising slowly, they've taken a drop. They're in a negative over the last 3 months of the Trump administration. Manufacturing jobs were skyrocketing under the Biden administration.
Oh, Biden just rehired the COVID people.
No, he didn't, sir.
Yeah, they were just the comeback jobs.
All right, awesome. How many jobs were lost due to COVID?
I think 10 million.
7.
There was the millions of people didn't go to
7.
work. They couldn't go to work. They
it was 7.
Home.
It was 7. Donald Trump, before COVID, created 5 million jobs. By the time that he left office, he was a negative 2 million jobs. Okay? It was 7 million jobs that were lost in the United States due to COVID. Okay? Joe Biden created 16 million jobs.
Oh, get out of here.
16 million. 16, sir. I'm still talking. Sir, I'm still talking. 16 million jobs. Okay? So if you want to say, oh, there was a bunch of comeback jobs, then I'll give you that. Okay? We'll take that 7 million that Donald Trump lost. Okay, we'll subtract it from Joe Biden's 16 million. I think that that's totally fair. Okay, because you're right, those were comeback jobs. So then he's only left with 9 million jobs, which is almost double the amount of jobs that Donald Trump created in his first term. Okay, so even if you want to get rid of those comeback jobs, guess what? Joe Biden is still better than Donald Trump. Oh, and let's also look at the job numbers under Donald Trump currently. Oh, May numbers, 15,000 jobs. June numbers, 15,000 jobs. July numbers, 73,000 jobs. Since COVID, those are the worst numbers in the American economy since we brought back jobs from COVID. The worst jobs in recent history.
Yeah, I don't have those statistics in front of me. I'm not.
I don't have them in front of me either, sir.
What you're reading is correct. Yeah. So Barack Obama said, there's no magic wand you can bring these jobs back. Trump did. Joe Biden might have stimulated the economy, overstimulated with quantitative easing. He flooded the money supply with that Build Back Better infrastructure plan, which is basically spend borrowed money.
Sir, how much money did Donald Trump add to the national debt?
Well, there was some COVID relief money that.
There was COVID relief money in Biden's also. How much money did he add to the national debt?
And Biden overspent, and he kept the.
How much money did Donald Trump add to the national debt?
$2 trillion.
Try 8.4.
No, I'm talking about the COVID relief money.
The COVID relief money was $4 trillion of the 8.4.
And he also built back the military, and he had the
military spending was higher under spending was higher under the Biden administration. Not only was defense spending higher under the Biden administration, but he actually gave raises to not only all military members, the highest one since the Bush administration, but he also gave raises to specifically junior enlisted people, the first major raise like that in like 4 decades.
No, Joe Biden was not a.
I'm not asking your opinion. Those are literal bills and policy and actual policy that was passed under the Biden administration. And that's not even talking about things like the PACT Act, which was like the most influential thing to help veterans since the Veterans Access to Care Act, which actually gave veterans access to care for things like Agent Orange and burn pits in the Middle East and all sorts of other chemicals that they'd been exposed to, and actually allowed access to that.
To give them a choice.
No, that was the choice. The Veterans Access to Choice Act was Obama. And then the PACT Act was under Biden. Donald Trump did not pass any type of healthcare bills, except for there was one little one that was actually just a tag on to the Veterans Access to Choice of Care. Veterans Access to Care. Veterans Access to Care
that's
Act.
huge. Oh, that's
no,
huge.
the Veterans Access to Care Act was Obama.
No, Trump's move to let me, if it's a certain distance away, I'm not a veteran, but some friends have told me that it gives them the choice.
Yeah, that was
I don't
Obama.
have to go to a VA and wait 3 months to get an appointment. I can go to
that was
doctor.
Obama. That was literally the Veterans Access to Care. What's it called? Veterans Access to Care Act, I believe is the name of the correct name of the bill. That was Obama, the one that said if you had to travel so far or you couldn't get a VA appointment within a certain amount of time, you were able to see.
Nonsense. I disagree.
You don't get to disagree on facts, sir.
You're not.
Veterans Access Choice and Accountability Act.
Yeah.
Boom, right here.
Okay.
2014.
Yeah. I'm not that good with the computer. Like I said, I'm 60.
Sir,
I know that Trump
sir, you
helped
don't
the
need
veterans
you don't need
out
to be
with
good with the
their
computer. You just need to listen.
I'm using a what?
You don't need to be good with a computer. You just need to listen.
Well, I think that you can kind of present information that is skewed and not correct, or not allow a caller to speak.
Sir,
So
I am literally on
Paris.
congress.gov, okay, showing the bill, and it's on the screen for everybody else to see. For the, I don't even know how many people are here. There's between everything like 2,000 people that are watching right now, right? HR 3230, Veterans Access, Choice, and Accountability Act of 2014, okay, became law. I actually have the actual congressional measure that did that and showed that it was under the Obama administration. I'm not trying to twist anything, sir. What reason do I have to manipulate what I'm saying? This is why I put it on the screen, just so everyone can see it. I don't need to lie. I can put it on the screen. Okay? It's right here. It was passed by the 113th Congress under the Obama administration, not the Trump administration.
Okay, weren't there scandals in the VA where people were dying? They were getting not being able to be taken care of.
Sir, the veterans freaking department has lots of problems that it's had for a long time. Okay, but you know what Donald Trump did when he came into office? He cut access to the VA. He cut jobs out of the VA, literally cutting off things like the veteran suicide hotline. Okay, literally cut freaking was it like 60,000 jobs out of the VA, most of which were actually veterans, and cut their jobs and cut that support out of the VA?
I'm trying to read something here about what Trump did regarding the act. Yeah, in 2015, many as 307,000 veterans could have died waiting for care on Obama and Biden's watch. So there was a VA inspection.
And that's why they fixed it, ding dong.
Created barriers to veterans receiving
Sir,
outside
that's
care.
why they
President Trump
fixed it.
fixed Obama's broken VA and offered actual permanent choice for millions of veterans.
And what? Yeah,
That's
awesome. And what policy did he do to do that?
Okay, so I just read the conclusion.
What policy did he do to do that?
Started something. The program was
Yeah,
not
sir. What are you
perfect.
reading that off of?
An article in Newsweek.
Yeah. So let me get this straight, sir. You're on Newsweek, a very infamously well-known right-wing website. Okay. I am on the literal website from Congress. Who do you think's information is more accurate here?
Well, I believe that there are problems with a lot of
Sir,
laws.
no, that's not what I asked you. I said I am reading off of congress.gov.
Yeah, I read the same thing.
No, you're reading off of Newsweek, a right-wing freaking tabloid pretty much. Okay? Who do you think is more accurate? The actual Congress, the actual bill on Congress, the actual bill
that President Obama created several barriers to veterans receiving outside care.
Like what?
Trump fixed.
And how did Trump fix it?
He that offered actual permanent choice to millions of veterans.
No. What
There's
bill was
tweaking of the
passed?
law.
What bill was passed by the Trump administration in order to fix it?
I just read to you. So you
No,
read
the
one
name
part, and I
of the
read
bill,
most
sir.
important
The
thing
name
again.
of the bill is what I'm asking you for.
Well, if I go further up, I guess I could find it, but
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that?
According to the bipartisan bill, expanded the number of options veterans have received per care granted the United States Secretary of Veteran Affairs. Okay. And so Trump fired people, and he gave them choices. And I don't know. I just want to say this. Let me finish this. When the legislation, when they make rules, when they make laws, there are loopholes, and there are things that prevent it from being ideal. So they tweak it and make it better. So Trump tweaked it. So I'm giving him a little credit for making 307,000 veterans get better care. They were having problems, and he made it more accessible to them.
There was one bill that was, sir. There was, first of all, let me be very clear. The Veterans Access to Care Act is the most.
Thank you for letting me say that.
Yeah, the Veterans Access to Care Act is the most expansive freaking healthcare reform for veterans in my entire lifetime. Actually, in your entire lifetime. Okay. It was the most expansive reform to veterans healthcare that exists. All that shit that you're talking about, where people could go and move and change doctors, that was all because of the Obama administration and the Veterans Access to Care Act. Now, there was a tweak in there by the Trump administration that was called the Mission Act. Do you know who actually was in charge of the Mission Act?
I do not know. I do not know.
I'll put it up on the screen. Hold on a second. It was this guy. Right in here.
I don't see your screen because then I'll disconnect the phone.
John McCain.
Yeah, then is Bernie Sanders and John McCain were the architects of the legislation.
John McCain, who Donald Trump talked shit on and dishonored his military service by saying he doesn't like his veterans to be shot down. A Republican like John McCain, a true American hero, a fighter pilot for the United States that fought and was shot down in Vietnam. Donald Trump disrespected John McCain, okay, by saying that he has no respect for John McCain because he doesn't like his veterans that are shot down. Okay, he prefers his soldiers not to get shot down. Somebody that was at the Hanoi Hilton, who was in charge of the Mission Act, the person that Donald Trump literally talked shit on, that the draft dodger talked shit on.
Yeah, like it refers back to the troubled kid. Yes, the child made a mistake. Trump has misspoken. I'd rather have someone deliver than talk nonsense and bullshit us.
I'd rather have someone that does good things than bad things. Trump does bad things.
Yeah. The 34 felonies?
I could care less about the 34 felonies.
Letitia James and
I could give two shits about the 34 felonies, sir. Donald Trump defrauded a children's cancer charity. He's literally not allowed. He's literally not allowed to run a charity in the state of New York because there was money that was supposed to go to children with cancer, and he funneled it into his own bank account. See, I give a fuck about 34 felony counts. The guy literally stole money from kids with cancer. Truly does not get much worse than that.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's factual or not.
Well, sir, it doesn't seem like you know much when it comes to anything bad about Donald Trump. Maybe you should turn off Newsweek and go I don't know, open a window, look outside, brother, because there's a whole bunch of information out there about Donald Trump that apparently you're missing. And I think that you need to go take a look a little bit because truly, honestly, it seems like a lot of the horrible stuff that Donald Trump is doing, like defrauding children. Go look up, see if Donald Trump can run a charity in the state of New York. Go look it up and see why. Go see why.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
the
need the
Hillary Clinton.
34 felonies, sir. Just because you have a felony doesn't make you a bad person. There's plenty of people that have
Is that
felonies
like
that I know
Hillary's?
that are actually really, really good people. Donald Trump was a bad person regardless of the felonies. The felonies are just adding on to the fun.
Settle lawsuit against Trump Foundation that he said he wouldn't settle. He misusing charity funds. This is, I guess, something that popped up here. Okay, $2 million fine. Yeah, you know what? Like, what happens is like I'd have to look into this, but I know that Hillary Clinton had a charity for Haiti, and then they had the thing when she was Secretary of State where she was collecting funds and
Sir, I
donations
don't
from
like
all these
Hillary
foreign
Clinton.
countries.
I don't care.
So I think that a lot of these things, this guy Menendez took gold bars for some Egyptian.
Menendez is a piece of shit.
Yeah, and like Cuomo has his campaign money.
I can't stand Cuomo either. Sir, I don't like people just because
Joe Biden took money from Ukraine.
Joe Biden did not take
His
money
son
from
Hunter
Ukraine.
did. Yeah, the big guy, 10% for the big guy.
Yeah, that was
Joe
already
Biden.
debunked multiple times that anything
No,
reference to
no,
the
it's
big
just
guy had
starting to
anything
be
to do with
uncovered
Biden.
now.
Sir, you think that for some reason, and this is the where you get a lot kind of like lost in your head, okay? You think
What?
because somebody is on the left that I give a flying fuck about them. I'm non-party affiliated. I'm a complete independent. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not fucking anything. If people are corrupt and shitty, I don't give a fuck. People are corrupt and shitty, and I don't care what side they're fucking on. Okay? Freaking Hillary Clinton, fucking no reason I didn't want her to be president to begin with. I thought she was better than Trump, but shit, she wasn't fucking great anywhere. Cuomo's a whole fucking problem. Menendez is a full piece of shit. They should take his fucking ass, throw him in jail, and throw the key out the fucking window. I couldn't give a fuck. Truly could not care less about freaking Menendez or Hillary Clinton or Andrew Cuomo. Could not care less, homie. Okay, because I care about our people in our government that are actually doing the right things for the American people. I don't give a shit whether you have a D or an R next to your name. If you're doing right by the people of the United States, I fucking like you. Point blank. If you're not trying to take people's rights away from them, if you're not trying to rip food assistance away from children or take away free school lunches or freaking advocating for freaking, the rights of people to have school shootings, if you're doing what's right by the American people, I could give a shit whether you have a D or an R, an I or a G or any other fucking letter in front of your name. I'm not here to defend the left or the Democratic Party.
Who did you vote for?
Vote for lots of people.
No, I mean, as far as the last presidential election, you didn't vote for Trump. You voted for Camilla?
Of course I voted for Kamala Harris. What reason would I not to? I have not to.
Because she's pathetic, incompetent.
Yeah, the person who's a literal lawyer and has an economics degree, who worked as a prosecutor, a district attorney, a senator, and a vice president. Completely incompetent.
Oh, totally. Have you ever seen her comments about the yellow school bus?
Donald Trump said he was going to Russia on Friday.
Thank God.
He's not going to Russia.
He's going to Alaska. He's meeting with Putin.
Do you not know that Alaska's not in Russia?
I think they said that he's going to Alaska. They're having a meeting with Putin.
He said he was going to Russia. He doesn't know where the fuck he's at.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm sure he kind of just the little flub of going to speak about Russia in Alaska. So I'll give him that one, yeah. Okay, so we should lock him up.
Donald Trump held up a trade agreement that he said was with the EU while talking to the head of the UK, who's not part of the EU, and holding a folder full of blank papers.
Well, it's better than a cue card telling you to repeat the line. Stand here.
Hold on. Donald Trump at the NRA convention, his freaking teleprompter went off and he froze for 35 seconds.
I know that in his 900 plus rallies that the teleprompter was just a disturbance, a distraction for him.
Then how come when his teleprompter went off, he couldn't say a single word?
Maybe he just was prepared to read something and it wasn't from his own words speaking. I'm sure out of
Sir,
those
sir,
900
sir,
tallies,
sir. I'm about to move on to the
possible
next
that
caller. I'm about to move on to the next caller, but I want to let you know something real quick, okay? And you said you're 60 years old, right?
yeah.
All right, awesome. Donald Trump does not give a fuck if you live or die. He could not care less about you. Okay. And honestly, if he had the fucking choice, he'd
Joe
probably
Biden
whip
didn't
away. No,
either.
hold on, sir. I'm talking. He probably
Yeah.
honestly, if he takes away every benefit that the United States gives you, he probably couldn't give a shit and he'd probably be happy and sleep just fine that night. Okay. You do not need to sit here and just defend him just for the sake
I
of
am not.
defending him. No, you are, sir. I've been talking to
I
you for
told you he might have
39 minutes,
misspoke or
sir.
made a mistake.
Sir, I have been talking to you for 39 minutes. And no matter what data or evidence, even stuff that you looked up, said something bad against Trump, you just defended and defended and defended and defended and defended, regardless of anything that happened.
It's insane.
Okay? Sir, you are 60 years old. You have been on this planet a long time. Okay. It is okay for you to just stop, think critically, and be judgmental of the people that, again, you hired. That was your vote. That is your employee. Okay? Be
But
just
more
as
have
critical,
voted for him.
sir,
That's
be
why he
just
was
as
in.
critical, sir, be just as critical of the president as you would be of any employee that you would have hired. Is he doing the job correctly?
Yeah.
Is he actually being competent at it? Does he know what he's doing? And if he's not, then not. And if you want to stick your head in the ground and ignore the fact that he's not competent and not doing it well, then that's on you, man. But when your business fails, don't come looking at me. I told you your employee sucked, bro.
Can I just say one more thing,
What's up?
please? Okay. You feed man a fish for a day, or you teach him how to fish, he fishes for life. Doge found government corruption. There's corruption in Section 8.
Oh,
There's
you're just
government
far
corruption
gone, aren't you?
in food stamps. There's corruption. I go to a doctor every day to get.
You're just too far gone,
so
aren't
now,
you?
Medicare and Medicaid will initiate copays. So it's going to be, the government's cutting, but no, it makes people accountable.
Sir, government spending's at an all-time high, and we just added,
$60,000 a
sir,
year with 3 kids,
sir.
you are better off going on welfare than to work. So if you take welfare away, it's not
you
a permanent
poor
way to
thing.
live.
You
It was
poor
not meant to be a
thing.
way of life. It was a temporary step up.
You poor
People are
thing,
dependent on the
sir.
government. They have to take accountability for themselves.
Sir, Donald Trump is literally at all-time record
Thank
highs.
you.
Sir, record high spending. He didn't cut shit, and he just added $4 trillion more to the national debt. He didn't cut a goddamn
He doesn't
thing.
care about me.
Okay? He didn't cut a goddamn thing. And the entire freaking Reagan little welfare queens thing that you're going on is one of the most racist pieces of legislation, racist things has ever
There are
happened in the
more
United
white
States.
people on welfare
There
than
are,
black
sir,
people.
you are 100% correct. But when we're talking about things like this, all right, and we're talking about ripping people food and freaking healthcare away from the people in this country that need it the most, and you're advocating for that while literally advocating for ripping the healthcare and food away from these poor people and using that money to give tax cuts to rich people, that is sad. But I hope you have a wonderful day and just put down the Kool-Aid every once in a while, okay?
You read that wrong, but okay. I don't know.
All right. Awesome. That I thought I thought I was getting through to him for a second, and then it just make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, depending on which space you're in. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to join the team, I do have memberships and subscriptions open too. You guys are really awesome. But we do this every day but Thursday, so make sure you guys are here. Make sure you guys are turning on those notifications and you're ready to go. We're going to run through a few super chats real quick, and then we're going to get right back to the next caller. I really appreciate y'all. ICT said, this guy you are talking to is the problem with the Republican Party. He is probably older and gets brainwashed, just like far left, he's far right. Well, I agree with most of that. I don't really understand your entire thing with the far left. The far left doesn't really exist in this country, but I do agree he's older and probably a little brainwashed. Well, not probably. He's had some rough times or whatever, but I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Ninja, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. I appreciate that. Tatted Tech said, as a vet, Biden is way better for vets than the draft dodger. Well, can't be worse. So absolutely. Thank you so much, Tatted Tech. How are you doing today? You're here like all the time. Appreciate it. Tara, thank you so much for the jewels. I've seen all your jewels. I just want to make sure I gave you a specific shout out over here. Thank you. Frost King said, if any of us did half the crap Trump did, we would be in prison for life. We'd be in prison for more than life. I think that we'd be in prison for as far, like, just lock the door and, just forever. The forever jail. Black site stuff. I'm not really sure. And Thin Orange Eye said Kamala was installed, but she didn't win shit. Well, that's just your lack of understanding of how our politics work. And that really just makes me feel more sad for you than anything else. So, but that's okay. That's okay. I understand. Not everybody went through an 8th grade civics class. It's hard. I get you. All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next person. If y'all would like to support the live, I do have super chats open, super all the things. I don't know. I put them on the screen. I talk about them. We have a good time. And we have fun with it and stuff like that. Also, again, I need we're trying to hit that 260 number of paid subs on TikTok over there, or consider being a member or gifting a membership over on YouTube. I think we just hit 130. I think we're rushing towards that 200. I would love to have more people on the team, so I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. How old are you?
38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
There's many reasons. Currently, right now, honestly, the crackdown on immigration is fine. The tightening up on crime is good. I would say the tariffs that he implemented which was much bigger picture of trying to get better deals in trade from other countries, has pumped a lot of investment into our economy. A lot of foreign companies have pledged investments here. I think it's over $500 billion at this point, over $1 trillion of foreign investments that he secured that no one else even tried. Not Bush, not Biden, not Obama.
Yeah, sir. Again, can we just start there and tell me where there's a singular signed document that a singular country is going to foreign invest into our country?
There's quite a few of them.
Name one.
Have you been paying attention to any trade?
Very much so. Name one.
What, Japan?
Japan literally came back and their prime minister said that investment was just a loan that they were going to be able to they're going to be able to give the United States discretionarily.
And who said that?
The prime minister of Japan.
The prime minister. Okay, so when you invest money, don't you get when you want to start a small business, don't you get money to invest in the business? It's usually a loan, right?
So you're happy about other countries loaning us money on interest?
It's not them giving us. They're spending their own capital. They're not taking any money.
No, they said they had the ability to approve a loan at the later date at their discretion.
They may be doing that. However, no matter how Japan wants to word it or play it, they are investing their time, their energy, and their currency. However you want to say it, however they want to come with it, it's not imaginary money or imaginary
Sir. Are you saying like this is literally what you're saying, okay? You're saying if you'd be really excited if I said, "Hey, I will think about giving you a loan in the future." And you'd be like, "People are investing in me." No, I just said that I think about giving you a loan in the future. That's it.
In the future, so you're putting a play on words here. You want to say in the future, any document, anything signed with any country at any point.
It wasn't. There was nothing signed.
That's like a promise.
There was nothing signed.
That's not true.
That is 100% true. There was nothing signed.
Nothing signed.
With Japan, no. South Korea, no. The EU, no.
What are you? Okay, if this is imaginary to you, let me ask you. Okay, why would a country like the UAE, or why would anybody give a $500 million jet if these aren't tangible things? Everything costs money, whether it be in trade numbers, or you want to call it Japan said a loan. It don't matter. They're investing. They could be doing that in their country.
Yeah, that jet was like one of their old jets that they had offered to like.
It is not an old jet.
Yeah,
like
they had already offered that jet to like multiple different people, and it's just an airplane,
where are
dude.
you getting this, sir? Honestly, where are you
Because
getting this from?
like literally, you can just look it up whenever you want.
I already know this. That's not true.
All
You
right,
pulled
I'll put
that
up on
out
the
of
screen, no problem.
jet to anybody. It is a state-of-the-art jet. We're gonna rehab it and make it even better. And now let me even add to this that that's all part of a lie. Did you see the red carpet?
Hold on, are you bragging about our president getting bribed by another country?
In order to have a bribe, you would have to say that we had to do something for them. Why could it not be a gesture of how great he is and how much they respect him?
Because it's against the law.
How is it against the law? Other presidents have received multiple gifts from other countries.
Like what?
What are you kidding? You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then why can't you answer the question?
Real quick. I know you're sitting there Googling stuff right now.
No, I'm just pulling up the source from the last thing. Like who?
Like what?
Like who? Who received those other bribes?
See, you're calling it a bribe. It's a gift.
All right, who received other gifts?
Bill Clinton got $30-some million gift. Whether it be gold
from who?
Plateware, diamond jewelry.
Are you comparing a stapler to a airplane?
Now you're calling it a stapler, so you don't clearly know.
You
what you're
said
talking
stapler.
About. You're on a podcast or a tip line trying to get people to think.
Sir, why are you hollering? I'm literally just asking you questions. Why are you crashing out like a child?
Hollering. And if now I'm like a child, so now you're gonna call names.
No, just calling out what you are.
You're not saying facts. You're saying no other president.
I'm not even saying anything. I'm literally just asking you a question, and you're crashing.
So let me ask you this: have other presidents received any?
Sir, I asked you for what gifts. That's all I asked you. It's not a difficult question.
Listen, let's Google it together.
No, sir, you're making a positive statement saying that this is happening. I'm not looking to research it with you. You said it was happening. What gifts?
Isn't that what we're doing here?
No.
We're hearing each other out learning?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
Okay, so what's your main question? What do you want me to answer?
Yeah, you said every president gets all of these gifts and bribes from other countries, and I was asking what gifts and what bribes.
All right, let's look. Let's look at even the...
No, sir, you're already making a positive statement. You don't get to look after making the positive statement. Do you not have a singular example of what you're talking about?
If I know it's a fact, if I don't just remember exactly the piece of item or jewelry that was received from this king or this foreign entity, for some reason that doesn't make my statement true?
I'm just curious.
Are you serious? You asked for specifics, so now I do get to look it up. But my statement...
Sure, go ahead. I mean, I just wish you would do your research prior to making ridiculous claims, you know?
Okay, it's ridiculous. Why?
Because obviously you don't have any proof of it because you're looking it up now.
Because I don't have... Proof is looking it up. I'm telling you what...
Proof is not looking it up. You make statements after you can prove them. You make statements after you can prove them, not before. Do you know what the emoluments clause is?
If we're talking about a football game, I said, hey, Brett Favre threw for 3 touchdown passes. So because I know it to be true.
Sir, do you know what the emoluments clause is?
So of it, it's not true?
Sir, do you know what the emoluments clause is?
Dude, you're funny. No, let's get back to the gifts here first. Okay, so let me look it up.
Well, I'm going to go, sir, for the third time. Do you know what the emoluments clause is?
Like, can we get back to this and let's go on to that?
All right. Fair? Well, I'm going to take by you say, let's get back to this, that you don't realize that I'm talking directly about this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that as you have no clue what the hell I'm asking you. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Inform me.
Yeah. So, but if you knew what it was, you would know that I'm still directly on topic and you just, whatever. That's cool. All right, the emoluments clause, and I'll go and put that on the screen so everyone else can learn. The emoluments clause found in the U.S. Constitution is actually two clauses designed to prevent corruption and undue influence on government officials by foreign and domestic entities. The Foreign Emoluments Clause, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8, prohibits federal officials from accepting gifts, payments, or other benefits from foreign governments without congressional consent. The Domestic Emoluments Clause, Article 2, Section 1, Clause 7, prevents the president from receiving any other compensation beyond their salary from the federal government or states. Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally the Constitution says he can't do that.
What, you can't receive a gift?
From a foreign government? Correct.
Interesting. Because literally every other president has, again.
And literally, you still have not given me an example of that.
What do you mean? Even the Resolute desk was a gift. I mean, and it's been sitting in the... Animals have been given. Elephants have been given. Cars, plaques, jewelry have been given. Here, let's look. Let's look it up for real. Okay, let's see. Richard Nixon, what did he get? Oh, he got a lion. I'm looking at odd gifts. Obama's ornaments and jewels. Saudi Arabia's government gave Barack and Michelle Obama a box of Cuban cigars and a matching set of Dutch bicycles in 2009. The estimated King Solomon also bestowed on the couple a pair of gold-plated diamond and sapphire-encrusted horse sculptures mounting on a rotating base. The estimated value of those is $523,000. Let's see. The First Lady also received Saudi gifts in 2015, including two jewelry sets with a combined value of $1.1 million. Let's see. Bush received. Oh, they were bikes, but they were expensive bikes. Let's see. Bush even got pounds of raw lamb.
Yep, approved by Congress, approved by Congress, approved by Congress, approved by Congress. Literally every single thing you just said was approved by Congress.
Oh, so interesting. So they have gotten gifts.
Yes, gifts that were approved by Congress, because in case you obviously were not listening to a single thing I said when I was talking about the emoluments clause, it says they cannot receive gift unless prior approval by Congress.
How would Congress give prior approval for a gift being received that they didn't know about?
They did know about it because they approved it.
Prior or after?
Prior.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I really don't. I don't know where you're getting that information from.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
from literally just looking it up? You should try right now.
Yeah, I'm asking you what page you're looking at.
Sir, this is getting sad.
It is, because you were just asking me for proof before, but I asked the same thing back, and you told me it's getting sad.
No, because this is just really kind of boring to me, to be completely honest with you. I'm not here to teach you, like honestly, sir, if you need a class, then you just go to college.
What did you
okay?
teach me?
I'm not here to teach you everything. Sir, please stop talking. Sir, please stop talking, or I'm just going to hang up on you, because honestly, you're boring. Okay? I'm not here to teach you a class. Okay? All right, sir. Speak again while I'm speaking, and I'm hanging up. That's your last chance.
You keep talking. I talk back. Isn't that how a conversation?
Nope, that conversation doesn't work at all like that. I'm gonna hang up on you. I asked you nicely. Okay? I'm not here to teach you a class. Okay? You apparently can just Google things that you like, but you don't want to Google the literal other things. Like I was trying to go into the presidential library with you and how that works. Now, Donald Trump specifically said, oh, this is going to go into a presidential library, like a plane going to the presidential library and all sorts of other fun stuff like that. I was going to go into that with you, but I'm not here to just play a Google back and forth game with you. If you don't know things like the emoluments clause when talking literally about presidential bribery, then why am I talking to you? Go learn something first. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. A lot better than that last guy. How old are you?
I'm 51.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do now. I didn't vote for him, but I do now.
Awesome. What do you support?
Just, trying to put some of the pieces back together. Do I think he can do it all? No, but I think he's making a good start. That would be where my support is.
Valerie, thank you so much for the PayPal. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. That I'm new to your channel. You really know your stuff. Keep on fighting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Valerie. So anyways, what is he doing that you're appreciative of?
He's trying to put the pieces back together in this country. We're not
what
in a
pieces?
good place. I would say the economy. I would say crime.
Crime rates were going down all the way up through into the Biden administration, and even admitted to by Donald Trump that they were going down, so he's not doing anything on that one. The economy was called the envy of the entire world.
Hang on a sec. Hang on one sec.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
sure.
Let's just go to crime for a second.
Sure.
When you say they're going down, what's your baseline?
I mean, do you want to talk about DC since that seems to be the topic right now?
If you want to, but
sure. Donald Trump literally came out in April and said that crime rates were significantly down in DC.
Okay.
So I can literally use Donald Trump's own words to show that they're going down. So yeah.
Okay, great. They're going down. What's the baseline they're coming down from?
They'd been going down for 3 different years. What are you talking about, dude? Dude, FBI statistics, local PD statistics, literally every statistic showed that DC crime was going down. We see that crime is going down across the United States. We're seeing crime going down in metropolitan areas such as New York. We're seeing crime significantly going down for the last 2 to 3 years.
Okay, from a baseline of what?
What do you mean from a baseline of what, sir?
Okay, you have to have a baseline. For something to be going up or going down, there has to be a baseline that it starts from.
Yeah, I believe that the DC specifically, I believe that the DC statistics were down for at a record low for the last 30 years or something.
Incorrect. Okay?
All right, well, I can pull it up. That's not a problem.
No, you go. I'd like you to do that. DC crime was so out of control when COVID came. It was insanity. Okay, so let's just take DC crime to absolute horrific 2020. Now you want to say that it came down. It came down.
Yeah,
to
right
what?
here. United States Attorney's Office, District of Columbia, violent crime in DC hits 30-year low. Washington total crime in 2024 in the District of Columbia is down 35% from 2023 and is the lowest it has been in over 30 years. According to data collected by the Metropolitan Police Department and announced by United States Attorney Matthew M. Graves.
Right. Okay. You're avoiding answering the question, and I was trying to explain to you to give you the answer, so for your own knowledge that you have it. It was 2020. 2020 is where these percentage numbers are coming from.
Sir, I gave you 30 years ago. Down from 30 years ago. 30-year low.
Okay, look up. You can call it no. First of all, that's not the truth.
I'm not asking your opinion, and literally for all 2,000 people or so that are in here can all see on the screen where I have backed up my source with data.
No. I get. No, you're taking facts, but they're printed from somewhere. What I'm telling you is you have to have a baseline from what you're going at, and these numbers come off of 2020. Crime skyrocketed to incredible numbers. You can say they're down 35%. You can say that they're down 50%. But if you're coming from 10,000 feet and you're only coming down to 5,000 feet, which they're not, but if you're only coming down to 5,000, you're still in a horrific situation. The stats on DC is 1 in 10 people that live in DC are scared of crime.
Of crime? So what?
They are right. So they won't go past 3 blocks past their house.
I'm scared of crime. What are you talking about? So the fuck what?
What? Okay.
Dude, scared of crime is not a crime statistic. Okay? When I'm looking at what crime is, I'm looking at the actual amount of crime that is actually being committed as far as violent crime. Okay?
Right.
I don't, sir, people being scared of crime just means that people, are being fed a whole bunch of stuff that has to do with crime, and so therefore they're afraid of it. So even if the crime rate is low, if people are being being told that crime is bad, then people are going to be more afraid of crime. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. And COVID does not surprise me as far as being higher on crime, considering that poverty is the number one reason for crime, and COVID caused a horrible financial crisis. Okay, but if we actually look at the data, we're actually looking at it from Donald Trump's, term. And if we even go from before COVID, the U.S. crime rate at the end of Biden's term was still lower than even before COVID on Donald Trump's term.
Sure. So we're in full agreement there. But what I'm saying is the crime, when you say it's like same thing that you're saying that somebody be scared of crime. When you say the crime rate is down, it's still at a horrific level.
No, not really.
That's the point. Do you live in DC?
Nope.
Do you live in New York City?
Nope.
Come visit. Do you live in Philly?
Sir,
Come
where do
visit.
you live?
See, no.
Do you live in DC, Philly,
Washington,
and New York all at the same time?
Well, I have to travel for my
I didn't ask
job
you that.
through
Do
all
you
three.
live in DC?
I have a place in DC.
You live in DC?
I have an apartment in DC.
Oh, do you live in Philly?
I have an apartment in Philly.
Oh, do you live in New York?
Exactly right. I have an apartment in Manhattan.
Awesome. This guy lives in 9 places at one time. This guy also has an apartment in Saudi. This dude actually has an apartment and actually concurrently lives in every single major city across the United States. And not only that, but he also gets the chance to roam the streets like Batman at night, to check out crime and see how crime is happening. And I assume he has that little counter, like, you know, like they check people, and he counts crime in all major cities, all at the same time. He's just like crime.
Let me ask you a question.
Crime. Well, see, sir, unfortunately for me, I don't get to be you, okay? And that's really unfortunate. I wish I could be in all cities at all time watching all crime, but I don't get the chance to do that, okay? I don't get the chance to do that to you. I'm not Batman. I'm sorry, okay? So what I do is I actually go off of crime statistics from all of the United States, and so we can see different crime statistics from New York. We can see crime statistics from Chicago or New York or DC or Miami, and we can see all of them, across the board, because the people that actually do live there all full time, of course, they're not like you. They don't get to live in all the cities at the same time. But in the one city that they live in, the actual law enforcement officers, sir, I'm not arrogant, sir. You're the one who's freaking.
I spend 1 week
omniscient, you know what I'm saying?
in one city,
so
and then I go to another week,
and just spend all that time
for 1 week,
docking
and then
crime.
I go to another city for about 10 days.
Totally got it, man.
And then the cycle starts over.
Yeah, gotcha.
So don't
totally
try
cool.
to overtalk me by saying,
yeah, sounds totally cool, man. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go off of the crime data from those areas, from the actual law enforcement officers that actually live there. Okay, what you're literally saying is I have apartments in all of these cities, and I'm scared all the time. Okay, but you being scared really doesn't mean that crime rates are higher. It just means that you need a therapist.
I would tell you a few things. One is you should come visit and see what you think. I don't know if you live in do you live in a big city?
Not anymore, no.
Nah, I didn't think so.
I grew up in a big city.
Come down and see the beat. Come see what it's really all about.
Is it going to change the crime statistics?
What's that?
Is it going to change the crime statistics?
No, but
then I don't care.
But it's imaginary.
Sir, I grew up in a city. I'm not afraid of walking down the city streets of fucking any city. I have been to cities all across this great planet of ours that we live on, both in this country and away from them. And not one singular time have I ever been walking down the street of a singular city and been scared. But I guess that's just what happens when you grow up in a city and know how to navigate yourself around, those cities. And also, I truly think it helps if you're just like not a whole bitch too. So that's usually what I try to abide by personally. I'm not saying that you have to. I just that's the way I decide to live my life.
And I never.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I choose not to live that way. I was just saying I choose. No, sir. I was just saying I choose not to live that way. If you're taking that personally, then that's on you, man. I'm like, hey, if the glove fits, you know what I'm saying. If you're like Cinderella and that little glass shoe goes on, that's on you. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying personally for me, I just choose not to be a whole bitch, and so I can just walk down cities and not be afraid. Also, I mind my own business and don't bother other people. So that's also pretty helpful. I mean, in my personal thing,
that's not how it works in the big cities anymore. My
friend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
Do you have any friends that live in any of the 3 cities that I spend a lot of time in?
Sir, I have friends in pretty much every major city across this freaking United States.
One of them.
I do. I talk to all of them all the time, and they are also
they are Mr. Rogers.
They're also very firmly not being huge bitches. Yeah, they're pretty firmly just not just crying and living their entire life scared. So
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
wasn't
let me
the
ask you
thing.
guys a
I
question.
wanted
So
you to
there's
ask
like
them-
there's like a
wanted to ask you
couple
about the
thousand people
crime.
in here. Hey, do you guys live in these? I'm sure
Yeah.
there's lots of people in these big cities. Are you guys just walking around these cities just terrified and scared all the time? I see New York City's in the house. New
There
York
you
City
go
says
again, man.
New York City
Ask them
says
how
they're
their
doing just
crime's doing.
fine. No,
Ask
no,
them
no,
how their
no. Oh, New
crime's
Yorker
doing.
here. New York Times. Oh, crime is
Oh
just
my
fine. Crime is
God.
just fine. Crime is just fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Everybody is literally just saying that everything is totally cool.
It's honky dory.
And
yeah, it's Captain
yeah, Tattoo
Kangaroo
Tech.
and
That's
Mr.
what my favorite
Rogers,
said.
right?
I am in that area. Oh, why did it get muted? I got muted by Streamlabs. That's unfortunate.
No.
But she said she lives in one of those cities and she knows a good therapist.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Dude, let me ask you something. Why? I was listening to your other caller, and you were talking about Trump cutting 60 million, blah blah blah. Well, 40 million of it was computer analysts for the VA. So it's just, man.
Yeah. And what do those computer analysts do?
I don't talk to anybody the way you're talking to me right now. It's mind-boggling.
Well, maybe if if you got talked to a little bit more like this.
You see it from the far left.
No, sir, I see it from the data.
You are so far left. You may put on a show that you're not far left.
No, I am far left.
Talk down to people.
I'm very far left. What are you talking about? I'm very open about that. What are you talking about?
Okay, then. Well, you said that you were part of no party.
I'm not part of a party. The Democratic Party is way too centrist and they're pretty much conservatives in this country, which is why I'm not part of them and I'm much further left than them. See, you didn't ask me whether I was left or not, but I don't look at things. Those are just no, be quiet. See, those.
Don't tell me to be quiet either.
Well, then stop acting like a child.
No.
Maybe you should also relay that whole how you should be on the streets to this conversation. Okay.
You went off into
what question do you want, sweetheart?
Why is it all of the far left have the same degrading manner that you do when you talk to people?
Sir, what is the far left?
You.
I'm the far left. So you're saying I'm the far left because I believe that we should have.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So these are my beliefs. These are my beliefs. So this guy thinks that I am the far left and completely condescending because I believe in things like we should have free healthcare and that people shouldn't go into bankruptcy due to healthcare.
Free healthcare.
I know, sir. Sir. I will mute you so fast.
No.
All right.
You want free healthcare? I'm telling.
All right. Well, you are now being muted on every single account until you can be quiet. Because if you want to call me far left, then I'm going to explain what far left is without you speaking.
Explain yourself. Absolutely.
I am now. Be quiet.
Don't talk.
How old did you say you were?
You arrogant bitch.
How old did you say you were?
My God. Where does this come from?
How old did you say you were?
How can you have a conversation with another human?
All right, you're being muted now. All right, cool. No, I just want to be able to speak, and you don't act like you keep acting like a child, so I'm going to treat you like one. Maybe if your parents had raised you better, we wouldn't be in this predicament, okay? But I guess you had to come here so I could raise you. So anyways, what I was saying is by far left, this guy means that I believe that people shouldn't be able to go bankrupt due to medical debt because we're the only country that has that problem. We're also the only problem that has the freaking homicide rate in this country that we do, especially we're the only country on this planet that, that has the number one preventable, death of children to be guns in this country. I believe that freaking, that 1 in 5 children in this country go hungry every single night. And I don't believe that should be happening whatsoever. But apparently these ideals of people should be able to have health care and food and not be in fear of dying at school because of guns. Apparently, these are far left, ultra leftist freaking policies that this guy just can't handle. I guess it's just too much for him to be able to just rationalize in his head. So, but you know what? If that's far left, to you guys, and I believe, children shouldn't starve or get shot and people should be able to have health care, then fuck it. I'm far left. I'm super far left.
You're asking for rainbows and unicorns, man.
No, I'm just asking for.
That's not. No,
I'm literally asking you from
reality.
what? Yeah, I'm literally asking for what 32 of 33, what we consider first world countries in this planet, have already figured out, and we haven't.
I understand, but the world is what it is. Life is what it is. You can't live life angry because
I'm not angry at all. I am happy as a motherfucker. What are you talking about?
You
think I'm angry? Sir, my life is so much better than yours. Dude, I'm happy as shit. I literally have a great fucking life. Okay.
What do you do?
You think I'm not happy because I don't want to listen to your horse shit? No, sir. I am so happy that when people like you, just like ignorant assholes like you show up, that I just don't give a shit about you. Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to care about me, but you should be able to hold on a conversation without.
Yeah, you see how I held the last conversation with the last guy for 45 minutes? Yeah, because he was actually a person with an actual intelligence that actually had the ability to hold a conversation. So if I'm able to hold conversation with people for literal hours and I can't hold a conversation with you, then you're the problem, not me. Okay? But anyways, so speaking of that, I'm tired of talking to you, so go away. Cool. That was easy. Anywho, the Aussie gun bun said, as an Aussie, I'd rather defecate in my hands and start clapping than support Trump. Well, that's literally what a lot of Trump supporters just do. That's actually their fun. They spend their weekends just clapping away. They like to get a good into. That's actually really fun for them. I've had 2 subs on TikTok. Sorry, I have to make sure I hit those. Laura, thank you so much for the sub earlier. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. And Corey, thank you for the sub. Also, I really, really appreciate that. And Ozzy, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Y'all, if y'all would like to support, I really, really appreciate it. It does help my live to keep going. And so if you guys have anything to say or want me to bring up something I put up on the screen, we talk about it. We have a good time. So I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Also, if you guys would like to become members or would like to or paid subs, or if you guys would like to gift them to others, that is a great way to become part of the team and to help support creators like me.
For less than a cup of coffee a day, you can support a leftist creator, apparently a far leftist creator like me.
In the arms of an angel. Oh, sorry. Anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kalila, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says, reality is that the far right would die for a PDF in seat, not for their country. God, that's gotta hurt. That's honestly, with all of these distraction things that Donald Trump is doing, like, how many kids were there? That's my only question. He is trying so hard to distract. He must have had so many trips to the island. Goodness gracious. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Nope.
It's insane.
Testing 1 2. Hello?
Oh, there you are. I got you. So anyways, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 36.
Awesome.
So
we'll move on to the next person. That dude seems like he needs to go to I don't know. I was gonna say a therapist, but maybe like I don't know, chiropractor. Hello, how are you?
Yo, what's up, dude? Been trying to get through for a while.
Oh, that sucks, dude. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yes.
34.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I did.
But do you?
Are you gonna kick me off if I don't anymore?
No, I'm gonna kick you off right now anyway because you didn't answer the question. Yeah. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. How old are you?
I just turned 18.
Awesome. Have a good day. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Why is that? Because I put my wife into the Democrat system, and they did nothing but let me down over and over again.
The Democrat system?
Democratic system.
Yeah, that doesn't really explain why you like Trump. That just explains why you dislike Democrats, and I don't really give a shit about Democrats or why you dislike them, so I don't care. I'm literally asking why you support Trump.
Oh, okay, I apologize. Listen, I support Trump because he has the balls to put people in place
Like
that
who?
need to be put in place.
Who's he putting in place?
All the people he has, and you know who I'm talking about.
No, I do not. That's why I'm asking.
I like him because he's a real person.
No, who's he putting in place?
He's a no bullshit kind of person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who's he putting in place? In their place?
Man, he's putting all these fake liars in their place.
Like who?
All the Nancy Pelosi's, Obamas, and all that shit. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is still doing just fine, and Obama's still doing just fine. And
thought they can break laws and steal from the American people.
What laws did they break?
Place by putting their asses possibly in jail.
What laws did they break?
Say it again.
What laws did they break?
What laws did they break? Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't have them on me. I want to be specific if I'm going to say something.
Gotcha. So who's going to jail?
But look, do me a favor. Before you just hang up on me, I really called in because I'm an African-American male. And you know what? I've always, I went door to door for Hillary Clinton. I've always been a Democrat my whole life.
Literally
I
no
changed
one.
all that. And I want to tell you exactly why. And you need to be real about yourself. Because the truth of the matter is there's shit going on in this country that would stop this country from even being a fucking country if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, like
you
what?
Really okay with the stuff that you've seen, though, for real? I'm just being honest.
The stuff that I've seen as far as what?
Man, teaching my little nieces and nephews, like, for one, my little nieces and nephews go to school, and in order for them to participate in swimming, the school has to call it, it's like LGBT something, like rainbow swimming or something, to honor LGBT students. But
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
It's wrong. Oh yeah, Denver, Colorado. You have a 7209. You should know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
In Colorado, they allow the kids to go swimming. And
they allow kids to go swimming? Oh my goodness,
rainbow,
that's horrible.
They name it rainbow something, but it's just inappropriate.
They name it rainbow swimming. Guys, apparently if there's rainbow swimming, it's gay, apparently.
No,
I guess that's what this guy is saying.
My little nephew to be gay.
Guys, did you guys know rainbows exist?
And they're trying to also teach them.
Did you guys know rainbows exist? Oh my goodness. That's so sad. I hate rainbows. That's my favorite.
Okay, you know what? I don't hate rainbows. Don't get it twisted.
God, this guy just hates rainbow swimming. Dude, they might actually make them. They might actually make them draw rainbows too.
Guy who is bisexual.
They might actually make them draw rainbows in class or whatever. They might have to use like all the colors and all that. Is that like all the colors of Kool-Aid? Is that like all the colors of the Kool-Aid that they're drawing with? That's pretty impressive.
Well, I apologize for talking to you. Go ahead on and speak.
Oh, you were talking?
Okay. Yeah, I am talking.
Oh.
As a young African American male I am bisexual, but you know what? The thing about it is I feel like a lot of that stuff is always pushed on us. I mean, I'm just saying you look like you're part of the LGBT, so you should know what I'm talking about. The stuff is not just something you just wake up and say, oh, this is what I want to be. This is because of something that happens to you. And then you get stuck in this mind frame and thinking it's okay. They're over here promoting it. And honestly, it sounds like you're okay with it. But besides all that, that's peanuts. It doesn't make sense that they allow certain people to commit crimes. But if you're black or if you're, don't matter what it is.
This bro thinks if you call rainbow swimming that you turn gay. That's what this guy is. That's literally what this guy.
Swimming, no, I don't.
That's literally what this guy is saying. This guy is literally saying, because they call it rainbow swimming, that it's going to turn
you put me on the spot with that.
Turned him gay and turned everyone else gay.
No, but look, you're really good because you know how to ask specific questions that you know ain't nobody going to have the answer.
I'm not even asking you a question, sir.
So therefore, when you ask me,
I'm literally not asking you a question.
That I don't like about what the Democrats do.
I literally never asked you what the Democrats do. Actually, I specifically
listen, what did they help you to achieve?
I specifically said that I was not asking you what your feelings were towards the Democratic Party. I specifically said that. Okay? So your continual freaking try to bring this back to why you hate the Democrats means nothing to me. Okay? I could not give a shit. Okay, because just because you dislike the Democratic Party does not mean that you have to like Trump. And so I am asking why people support Trump. I am not asking why they dislike the Democratic Party. And I don't know how I can make myself. I truly do not understand. I truly.
I gave you your answer. I gave you the answer the first time, but when you were so confused when I gave you the answer, I thought I reiterate exactly why I'm giving you that answer. I moved forward. You're actually moving too slow. So that's why you're still behind. Let's get you up to speed. I like the man because he is who he is. He's a real motherfucker.
Truly could not care less. That's what's really important.
Person over here, that person over there.
Could
when he says he's going to do something, what does the motherfucker do? He does. You mad about that? You mad because motherfuckers will promise us for life?
I actually didn't hear a single word you're saying. Are you still talking?
Help you, little boy.
Oh, did he leave? My bad. My bad. I just got tired of him just yelling over me, so I just kind of left. Dustin, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says pulling stats off first, non-legit site. 100%. 100%. Oh, wow. That's actually surprising. All right, we're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Open this live. Bucky, thank you so much for the super chat. It says if he wants his kids taught that slavery was okay. Wow, he wants his kids taught that slavery was okay. Wow. Oh, is that what he said while I was gone? That he wants his kids to learn slavery was okay? That's not really surprising. Seems like the type. Oh, he's gone. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
That's insane.
Awesome. Why is that? Thank you so much, Bucky. I really, really appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. Awesome. Why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump?
Because he's not a nigger.
Any other reason, or?
Because he's a man.
Well, I mean, I guess that all vibes. Yeah, makes sense.
He's also not a faggot.
Yeah, again, I get it, sir. It makes sense for Republicans to be like that. That's pretty It's actually the pretty standard, like Republican response. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Good, you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
31. How old are you?
38. Do you support Trump?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Oh, just because he's super straightforward.
He's super straightforward. What does that mean?
Yes, sir. Well, he says it like it is, and he doesn't really take any crap from anybody.
So, sir, what is the point of saying something how it is if what you're saying is wrong?
It depends on, just like beauty in the eyes of the beholder, depends on who you are.
No, there's just right and there's wrong. There are things that are correct, and then there are things that are not correct. It does not matter whether you're the beholder. You can either be the person that,
So this is Dustin, by the way, too.
Hi, Dustin.
So can I ask you a question?
I'm sorry. Who are you, Dustin? I'm sorry. Who are you?
I actually subscribe to your channel.
What's your name? Sorry, what's your name?
Dustin Curtis.
You're subscribed?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, dude. Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that.
No, you're good. You're good. I just like the controversy in it, and I like the debate.
Awesome, man. So
to be honest,
yeah, man. So my big thing is like, just because somebody is just like honest doesn't mean that what they're saying is good. I can be straightforward and tell you that I'm ruining America. That doesn't mean that ruining America is somehow good.
Well, he hasn't said that at all.
No, he hasn't said that. He's just said a whole bunch of other things that are doing that.
Let me ask you, in your opinion, how is he ruining America?
Yeah, he's isolated us from our allies. He's created more foreign conflict across the world. He's raised consumer prices. He's made trade more difficult for us in this, in the United States. Also raising consumer prices across the board on everything, which also multiple companies saying they're going to do that, even more going forward. He's isolated marginalized communities. He's quoted rhetoric from freaking literal Hitler's book. I really don't even know where to start, dude. He's freaking literally had a complete disregard.
Okay, so when it comes to like quoting rhetoric from Hitler's book, almost every Democratic or Republican, there's been multiple leaders of our country that have quoted stuff that is
sure, like who and what?
No, I don't know. I'm not sitting in front of my computer right now, so I can.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not looking it up. These are just very common things that he has said, like like immigrants are the blood that are poisoning the vermin that are poisoning the blood of Americans. It's exactly what a certain 1930s dictator said about, certain groups of people that, ended up going into
a 1930s dictator, not a 19th century dictator.
No,
or not even dictator. But
you do realize that Melania said he kept that. You do realize that Melania said that he kept that book on his nightstand, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yep. So it's pretty obvious when he's keeps it on his nightstand and then he's quoting it. Just seems kind of weird. Also, if you were not very familiar with the situation, I don't know how much you know about pre-World War II history and how that stuff worked. But the first thing that that happened was he tried to consolidate power within the executive, the exact same thing that Donald Trump is trying to do. Then things like, putting the military and, putting martial law, taking over law enforcement was a huge, stance of what that certain same, 1930s German dictator did. But just like he's doing in DC and doing in LA.
Due to crime and rioting, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what the excuse that same 1930s dictator used.
So just like in California, the rioting that happened in California, was that not justified?
Yeah, sir. That is the exact same excuse that Hitler used.
Well, no, that was literal rioting, though.
That's what he said. There was all this destruction. There was all this crime. We have to put the military into the streets. We can't let the police do their job. We have to militarize the police. We have to take control. We have to consolidate power with the consecutive.
The police have been militarized. For how long now? I mean, it's not just due to Trump that the police have
just for everyone else out there. Just for everyone else out there.
Military vehicles to transport police. Yeah, it's not due to Trump.
Just for literally everyone out there. Okay, when you look back in history and you're like, man, how do crazy things like this happen? Why didn't the people stand up and say something when horrible things like this were happening?
Well, they did. Boston Tea Party, taxation without representation.
That's not who I'm talking about, sir.
But it's a like situation.
No, it's not.
How isn't it?
Sir, I am literally talking about the freaking Holocaust. I am literally talking about millions of people being executed. I'm talking about freaking a genocide, a racial cleansing, which started out, in the exact same form that the United States is going through right now. Okay.
Okay.
With the literal consolidation of power of the executive, the turning of the military against its own people, the militarization of the police department, freaking trying to keep power within the executive and hold it. That is exactly how they got there to begin with, and then literally how we're doing it right now is literally copying that playbook. And I think that it's kind of crazy that you're on the justification side of that.
Well, no, I'm not on the justification side of that.
You are.
No, how am I?
Because you're literally saying, like, oh, well, the crime or the this or the that or that. You're literally making a justification. What's up, Dougie Raiders? You're literally making a justification for the freaking, like, for the militarization of the executive, for the consolidation of power under the executive. You're literally trying to excuse these things that he's doing, that we've seen the path that it leads down on. And instead of freaking being, the person that fights against it, instead of being the person that says, hey, I'm not going to let our country divulge into some like horrific, hellscape like it was happened across the world, you're defending it. And it's just kind of crazy to me.
Okay. So what you're saying by saying that is it's okay for illegal immigrants that are convicted of crimes to come into our country.
Did you not hear a fucking word I just said?
Did you not just hear a
Did
fucking
you not
word
hear
I just said?
fucking word I just said?
Did you not just hear a
I
fucking
said
word
the
I just
consolidation of the executive and the militarization of our freaking police force. That is what I said. Where in there did I mention one single fucking thing about immigration?
That's what it's all over, especially in California, is what I was talking about.
Are you fucking stupid?
No, are you?
Dude, I am literally talking about a specific thing, and you're like, well, what about fucking immigration or some shit? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I am literally talking about the president of the United States turning the fucking U.S. military against its fucking citizens for no reason other than to fucking control fucking people, to literally fucking turn the militarize.
Control
There's no fucking rioting in D.C., you dumbass.
I'm not talking about DC, am I? Did I say DC?
Fuck off my line. I hope you unsubscribe. Get the fuck out. Like, I literally hope you unsubscribe. If you're literally a subscriber, unsubscribe right now. Go away. I'll refund you your $4. Jesus Christ. That is freaking, like, dude, I will refund you your $4 back. Gladly.
It's insane.
Bro. Anyways, Delissa, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, gay MAGA brain crash out in entertainment. Yeah, absolutely wild. Absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, Delissa. I really appreciate that. And Slumber King said, Slumber King, thank you so much for the donation for the $2. I really appreciate that. And then Sharif, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, why do Trump supporters... Oh. Thanks. I was trying to wait till it got to 5K, but thank you so much. Sharif said, why do Trump supporters defend Trump? Don't they know he doesn't really care about the American people? I don't know. I don't know. What's really crazy to me
insane
is it's like the like don't tread on me bros, which is even wilder to me. Right? Like, it's the same people that are like, we have the Second Amendment and we need the Second Amendment to defend ourselves against the government. And then it's like, hey, the government is Tara, thank you so much. The government is doing the thing. They're doing the tread thing. That thing that you were complaining about, they're doing it. And it's like, go government. Tread all over me, daddy. Tread all over me, daddy. Absolutely crazy. Tread all over me, government daddy.
It's insane.
Thank you so much, Sharif. MKN, thank you so much for the $5. What was that? Is that €5? I believe that's euros. It says these MAGA nuts have the minimum amount of brain cells. Do not drown while drinking a glass of water. Dude, I don't know how they shower. I don't even know how they shower. I assume it's just a constant just. Sorry. That was stupid. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Thank you so much, MK, I appreciate it so much. And Kalila said, couldn't call the military on January 6th riot. But Nancy Pelosi wouldn't let me call the National Guard. But this time I snuck around her. I snuck around Nancy Pelosi. This time I snuck around Nancy Pelosi to call the National Guard. I know she's not in the chain of command, and I have complete control, and I'm the commander-in-chief. But I snuck around. I was sneaky this time. She was creeping around the corner, and I was like, oh no, Nancy's coming. Better call the National Guard. Thank you so much, Kalila, for the $5 super chat. Y'all, if y'all are here, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys haven't already, we do this every single night but Thursday. If you guys like support, I do have super chats open. And also I have members open, subs open, all the fun stuff. Let's see. Can we get 5 more TikTok subs and 5 more members on YouTube before the end of the night? I think that's fair. I want 5 more TikTok subs and 5 more YouTube members by the end of the night. That's it. I think that's a fair request. Just I'm asking for a friend. I'm also that friend. Dustin, thank you for the $2. Unsubscribe. Go away.
It's insane.
And Ronaldo, thank you so much for the 5. Oh my gosh, is that pounds? I think that's pounds. God, I feel like I'm fucking up the currency on this one. Is that pounds? It said, I don't support fascism, caller, so you support illegal. So. I don't support fascism. Caller, so you support illegal immigration? Sorry. So you support illegal immigration? Oh my god. Sorry. That's probably Flower Child, thank you. That's probably not as funny as like I find it. I find that fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I find that fucking hilarious. Woo! Okay. You're right. Sorry. It is because I'm reading it exactly how he sounded to me, which is like a fucking 2-year-old.
It's insane.
Because I'm reading it exactly how he sounded like me, which is like a 2-year-old. 100%. 100%. Dustin, I told Dustin to unsubscribe. Dustin's still sending me money. I appreciate it, Dustin. Thank you so much. Slumber King, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. No, I already did that one. Kalila, is that a new one? Yeah, okay. Those are all repeats over there. Perfect. And Shay, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. I really, really appreciate that. If you got a sub from or a membership from Shay, make sure you send her a W. That's freaking awesome. That's super huge. I really appreciate that, Shay. And Tara with the 5 gifted on TikTok. Tara with the 5 gifted on TikTok. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is absolutely awesome. Make sure you send Tara a big W if you just got one of the 5 gifted on TikTok also. I really, really appreciate that. And if you're on TikTok, we got 3 more to hit that subwave over there too. We might actually hit that tonight. Big W's in the chat for all the gifters, especially for Tara and Shay, for helping me hit that 5 members and 5 gifted, or 5 members and 5 on subs on TikTok and YouTube. I really appreciate that. I also see Jay Easy over on Twitch who also subscribed over there. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you're still here, but thank you so much for that subscription over there too. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. All right, we're gonna move on to the next caller. Let's keep this thing going. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I just wanted the 5 and 5. The 5 and 5. That was perfect. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet. Thank you so much. I know you guys say it's like it's only just 5. Hey, 5 goes a long way to building this community. It really, really does. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Yo, what's up, Ma?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I am 35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I would say I support Trump more now than before. So I think he has been more of an effective president. Forgive me for saying this, but I think he's proven to be more of an effective president than previous.
And how is he effective?
I believe that everything that he said that he was going to do, such as immigration, he just take it a little bit too far with extremism, as well as all the policies that he said he was going to do.
Awesome. So he said he was going to lower grocery prices on day 1, but grocery prices are up across the United States on almost every single grocery since he took office. So how is that him keeping his promises?
Fair statement. I think he's more so effective. Wait. Hold on. I think he's given more. Effective more, as in. Hello?
I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got you on the video. I think that he has given more promise and delivered more than other presidents have, such as immigration. I think he's just gone too extreme with it. I think as well as his that super PAC shit that he was doing, and other things. I think America has forgotten how. The drastic. Well, I don't know how to explain it well, but I think he's delivered more. I think there's more Americans that believe in the things that Trump is saying and doing, but just don't agree to the extremism of him.
Well, sir, but the extremism is exactly what he ran on. So if you voted for him and you support Trump, you're supporting the extremism. That's the issue, right? If you support strong immigration policies, well, guess what? There were strong immigration policies under the Biden administration that Republicans and Donald Trump blocked. Okay, that weren't this extreme, that weren't this horrific, right? But what the problem with Donald Trump is, it's not, oh, well, he's doing it, but it's more extreme. No, the extremism is the issue. Okay, we're not just going to ignore the extremism because it's just like, oh, that doesn't fall within our little, our little vacuum of what we want. The extremism is the issue. If Donald Trump was doing what he originally said and he was just like going after immigrants that committed crimes, then guess what? I have no issue with Donald Trump. I have no problem supporting someone. No, I'm in the middle of a sentence. So I have no problem with supporting somebody that is doing things that are right, regardless of whether they're on the left or the right or anything like that. What I have a problem with is the extremism, is with the cruelty, is with the disgusting rhetoric. Those are the extreme problems. That is the problem.
Okay, so let me ask you something. I forgot what I was going to say. Pardon my language. But so can I ask you something? Donald Trump has gone extreme with this, the immigration. But when you realize that Congress and Senate has left it open for Obama to even have that conversation and speak on it. And I remember there's a speech that Obama said that, because the neglect of Congress to pass a bill on immigration, I let 2,000, people that have been in the years, have been here in America for 2 years or above to stay in America. Now, when you realize that you only have when you realize that America only has...
Dude, what are you talking about, bro?
What I'm saying to you is this. Congress has left the immigration and the illegal immigration status in a gray zone. And because of that, you have extremism, like the extreme polar opposite of Obama. And Donald Trump has epitomes of the exact extremism on the right side of Obama's stances on multiple things. And Donald Trump not only has done that, but he's also shown how many flaws that America has currently in this country, such as AIPAC controlling the majority of Congress's spending.
Donald Trump hasn't done anything to address that, and nor has he shown that we knew that before Donald Trump got into office. What are you fucking talking about, dude? Literally, Donald Trump has done nothing to expose that. Literally, money in politics is the reason why Donald Trump won. He literally traveled the planet with the richest person on the planet. What are you talking about, dude? This is a ridiculous conversation. I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Let me just say this.
You just literally, you said, let me just say this, and then you said a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make any fucking sense and literally almost isn't even deserving of a conversation. You're literally just like, oh, well, he's exposing that there's money in politics. Of course there's money in politics. That's the problem. You voted for a billionaire who traveled around with the richest person on the planet. Of course money's a problem.
Is what I'm trying to say. Like, he's been the epitome of all the negative shit that's the problems that have been in America. He's highlighting these things, whether it's good or bad.
No, he is the problem.
That's what I'm saying to you.
That's not highlighting them. The only way that would be highlighting them is if you just literally stuck your head in the ground your whole life.
Be talking about that. When have we ever talked about that?
My whole life.
You are just now talking about this. You wasn't around for 3 years ago.
Dude, I was talking about money in politics when I was like 16 years old. What are you talking about?
You were the only... I'm saying in a general American general American understanding of politics, nobody was talking about the money.
Yeah, they were. Just you weren't.
Donald Trump came into a conversation.
No, that was just you.
Oh, it was just me?
Or maybe, I'm assuming you and the people you associate with. I have no idea what that has to do with the rest of Americans.
So when Donald Trump said in his first debate with Hillary Clinton that I pay these people and I know the tax cuts and all this shit, right? All that whole tax cut, I know because Hillary Clinton let me get away with this. It was because everybody else was talking about it. This is what's live.
Sir, everyone knew that freaking there was tax loopholes for the rich people. What are you talking about?
Nobody was talking about it as
yes, they were. Oh my goodness, dude. Seriously. I'm really sorry if you weren't having educated political dialogue with people around you prior to Donald Trump, okay? But truly, that just says more about you than it does about Donald Trump. If you needed somebody that speaks, sir, I'm speaking, sir. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to either finish my sentence with you here or with you gone. It does not matter to me.
Since you were 16 years old, but I don't know.
All right, I guess you chose with it gone. If you chose not to have educated conversations, okay, with the people that you were around until somebody came up and said stuff at a 3rd grade level, then that's on you. Okay? But that's not on me, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you needed Donald Trump to come at you and tell you with kid gloves that, hey, guys, there's money in politics and there's tax loopholes for rich people. I'm sorry that most of us grew up understanding that. I apologize. Surround yourself with better people. Anyways, we're going to move on. I really appreciate you. Let me see. Hold on. What was that? I already did that one. Tobin said, you have had some smug MAGAs tonight. I have. Maybe it's a Tuesday thing. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a Tuesday thing. But thank you so much, Tobin. I really appreciate that. And Summer King says, don't forget we're all Americans for better or for worse. Hopefully. I mean, hopefully we still have America to come back to where we can be Americans. I sure hope so. We can only hope. 2 more minutes and we want to hit that subway while we're on TikTok. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. What time is it? Let's see. How long have I been on? See, my timer's gone over there. It has been 2 hours. I did say I wasn't going to do more than 2 hours today. I did say I wasn't going to do more than 2 hours today. What is up with this Kim person? Kim, it seems like you should be in my vertical chat. Go whine over there. Okay? My horizontal chat is for people that actually, you know. Here, how about this? If you want to go whine in my chat, go to my vertical. A lot better over there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I don't know what Kim's thing is. Yeah, Kim can go. Kim's whining about not having enough people in the vertical. Like, go whine in my horizontal. That's a lot better. Or my vertical. That's a lot better. Anyways, y'all, I think I'm gonna call it a day for the day. I'll be back on tomorrow night, about 7 my time. You'll see a schedule. So I'll see you guys then. All right. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Okay. Bye. Bye. Love you guys. Dave, now you show up? No, Dave.